Written and directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, Season of the Witch diverges from the Michael Myers plot to give us a different kind of story. A doctor must uncover a sinister plot that's designed to kill children on Halloween night. So without further ado, these are some things you didn't know about Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Stop it!
The gas station was also used in The Fog 1980. Another tie to The Fog is the music that is played on the radio when Marge sees the mask tag on the floor. The drug that Chalice mentions giving to Grimbridge is the same that Dr. Loomis mentions giving to Michael Myers, Thorazine. The Silver Shamrock theme is based on London Bridges falling down, because it's in the public domain. Despite many claims over the years, Michael Myers does actually appear in Season of the Witch. He's shown on the television in a Halloween 1978 commercial in the bar that Chalice visits. Not only did Essex Smith portray Walter Jones, he also provided the voice of the commentator in the football game that Chalice watches in the bar. In the hospital, a nurse mentions Dr. Castle. This is likely a reference to Nick Castle. Later in the movie, we see a building called the Landis department store. This could be a nod to John Landis. The announcer in the Silver Shamrock commercials is Tommy Lee Wallace himself. He is also the one who sings the jingle, though you wouldn't know because it's distorted and sped up. Ellie's father's store makes an appearance in a different location. The building sits between the Dublin Inn and the liquor store in Santa Mira. The alley beside it is where the exchange between Chalice and the drunk takes place. You've seen Santa Mira used in other horror movies. Portions of this film were shot in Sierra Madre, California. This is a rather popular place for horror movies, as it was also used for Invasion of the Body Snatchers 1956, Halloween 1978, The Fog 1980, Halloween 2 1981, Psycho 3 1986, Return of the Living Dead 1988, and Bird Box 2018. The names of past guests at the motel that we catch a glimpse of are actually members of the film crew. It's Jamie Lee Curtis's voice we hear over the intercom system throughout Santa Mira, informing residents of curfew. She's also the operator Chalice hears over the phone. One of Cochrane's robot killers is played by Dick Warlock, though he's only known as Assassin in the credits. During the Tag Misfire scene, Garn Stevens would not wear the prosthetics for the aftermath. What we see is a body double in her place. Among the many masks and items in the Silver Shamrock Museum, there is a mask from Strange Behavior 1981. During the scene where Chalice fights one of the robots, we can see a DeLorean DMC-12. This is the very same model that was used for the time machine in the Back to the Future trilogy. The odd liquid that serves as the robot blood is orange juice concentrate. Though Cochrane boasts that his robots can pass for humans, he did forget to have them blink regularly. When one of Cochrane's robots initiates the commercial for the Kupfers, he presses the 6 key 3 times. The scene where Chalice throws the mask over the security camera had to be shot over 40 times to get it right. This was after Wallace had tossed the mask himself in a playful fashion, and it landed on the camera on the first try. The Silver Shamrock theme is played 14 times during the duration of the film. The original ending of the film was much darker. Instead of Chalice yelling "stop it" into the phone and everything cutting to black, we were supposed to hear the screams of children. It was Tommy Lee Wallace who made the decision to not use this so that the ending was more ambiguous. Someone who preferred this ending is Tom Atkins, who likes to think his character was able to save the children. However, in the novelization of the film, it stated that the screams of dying children could be heard throughout the station, the town, and the land beyond. Additionally, Chalice looking at the audience as he screams is a nod to Invasion of the Body Snatchers 1956. Someone who was originally considered for directing was Joe Dante. Nigel Kneale was the original writer for Season of the Witch's story. However, he ended up suing producers to remove his name from the film due to the violence shown. It took John C. Wash a total of 3 to 4 weeks to create the opening title sequence. He is also responsible for work done on Escape from New York 1981 and The Thing 1982. Originally, Tommy Lee Wallace wanted the actors portraying Cochrane's robots to be redheads. Tom Atkins had to contend with pneumonia during a portion of filming. Nancy Kyes was pregnant with her and Tommy Lee Wallace's first child during shooting. Garn Stevens and Tom Atkins were married at the time of filming. One of the first scenes that was shot was the sex scene between Chalice and Ellie. Atkins and Nelkin were barely acquainted at the time. While the film did poorly upon release, the novelization, written by Dennis Etchison, actually became a bestseller. It was re-released in 1984. This is one of the movies that earned a spot on Roger Ebert's most hated list. Dan O'Hurley had previously shared his thoughts on the film, as having thoroughly enjoyed making it, having fun using the accent of his native Ireland, and I don't think it was much of a picture, no. For all the horror movie location enthusiasts out there, the building that served as the Dublin Inn cannot be visited. This is because of a fire later on in the 80s. However, you can still go to the Buccaneer Bar. It's located at 70 Sierra Madre Boulevard in Sierra Madre, California. It still has the original pirate paintings and other murals. During a Halloween convention, Tommy Lee Wallace was questioned on how Stonehenge could cause such horrific deaths to people, to which Wallace's response was, "It's magic, man." I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like to let me know. See you later.